night, we see the giants prepare for the fight. Drums in our hearts beat a battle cry. Together we soar, we never die. Hong Kong, yeah, we sing it loud. Hong Kong, yeah, beneath the cloud. Winter home, we stand to fight. Wakanda, Lakota, through the night. Who guides us? Yahuwah shines. Strength in our blood through ancient lines. The earth beneath, the stars above. Our war is fierce, but filled with love. Sing loud. Beneath the clouds, we stand and fight. Wakanda, Lakota, through the night. Nakugandas, Yahuwah shines. Strength in our blood through ancient lines. Earth beneath, stars above. Our war is fierce, filled with love.
All right, class, tell me about your weekend. Leo?
Well, my sister wanted to go camping, so my parents took us in our Nissan Pathfinder.
Alright, diving deep into major rebellions of indigenous peoples, especially those connected to the Maya, Aztec, Hebrews, and other groups often linked to Yahuwah's people. I'll highlight notable rebellions, their causes, key players, timelines, and impacts. Here's a detailed exploration. Major indigenous rebellions connected to Yahuwah's people. 1. The Caste War of Yucatan, 1847 to 1901, Maya Rebellion. Who? The Maya people in the Yucatan Peninsula against Mexican authorities. Why? Long-standing grievances over land dispossession, forced labor, heavy taxation, and discrimination against the Maya. Desire to reclaim autonomy and traditional rights. What happened? Maya formed armies, besieged towns, and created autonomous territories. The war lasted over 50 years with periods of intense fighting and uneasy peace. Impact: one of the longest indigenous rebellions in the Americas. Led to significant loss of life and reshaped land ownership patterns. Maya culture and autonomy were suppressed but also preserved underground. 2. Mixed-on War, 1540-1542, Nahua and Caxcan Rebellion. Who? Nahua and Caxcan peoples in present-day western Mexico. Why? Resistance to Spanish conquest, forced conversion to Christianity, and exploitation. What happened? Indigenous coalition led by a war chief named Tenamastal resisted Spanish forces. Guerrilla tactics prolonged the fight against better armed Spaniards. Outcome: Spanish eventually suppressed the rebellion. It highlighted the fierce resistance of indigenous groups in early colonial Mexico. 3. Chichimeca Wars, 1550 to 1590, Northern Indigenous Rebellions. Who? Various nomadic and semi-nomadic groups known collectively as the Chichimeca. Why? Defending territory against Spanish incursions during silver mining expansion. What happened? Prolonged warfare marked by raids, ambushes, and scorched earth tactics. Outcome: eventually the Spanish negotiated peace treaties, but only after decades of conflict. Significance: demonstrates indigenous resilience in harsh desert environments. 4. Popol Vuh and Maya spiritual resistance. Not a rebellion in the typical military sense, but the Popol Vuh, Maya sacred book, represents cultural and spiritual resistance. Maya maintained their spiritual and cultural identity through oral tradition, ritual, and secret practices under colonial rule. 5. Aztec revolts post-conquest. After the fall of Tenochtitlan, 1521, many smaller Aztec communities revolted against Spanish rule intermittently. Notable event: the Mixtón War, mentioned above, included many former Aztec warriors. These rebellions were often suppressed brutally, but inspired ongoing resistance. Rebellions of the Maya Hebrew groups. In Afro-Indigenous spiritual traditions, there is a belief that groups such as the Maya and Aztec Hebrews resisted colonizers as descendants or spiritual heirs of the ancient Hebrews. Rebellions in this context are seen not only as physical battles, but as spiritual fights to preserve sacred knowledge, language, and culture. Number 7. Other significant indigenous rebellions. The Pueblo Revolt, 1680. In present-day New Mexico, Pueblo peoples expelled Spanish colonizers for 12 years. The Natchez Rebellion, 1729 to 1731. Natchez people in Mississippi resisted French colonial expansion. The Seminole Wars, 1807-1858. Seminole in Florida resisted U.S. attempts to remove them. Summary. Table of key rebellions. Rebellion. Dates. Location. Peoples involved. Cause. Outcome. Seminole in Florida resisted U.S. attempts to remove them. Caste War of Yucatan, 1847 to 1901. Yucatan Peninsula. Maya. Land rights, autonomy, anti-discrimination, partial autonomy, heavy losses. Mixed on War, 1540 to 1542. Western Mexico. Nahua Caxcan, Spanish conquest resistance. Suppressed but fierce resistance. Chichimeca Wars, 1550 to 1590, Northern Mexico. Chichimeca tribes defend territory from Spanish mining. Peace treaties after long conflict. Pueblo Revolt, 1680. New Mexico, Pueblo peoples. Spanish oppression and forced labor. Temporary expulsion of Spanish. Natchez Rebellion, 1729 to 1731. Mississippi. Natchez people. French colonial expansion. Brutal suppression. Seminole Wars, 1817 to 1858. Florida, Seminole. U.S. removal policies. Seminole maintained resistance. Want to go even deeper? I can provide detailed timelines for each rebellion, key figures and leaders involved. The role of Alright, here's a deep, comprehensive rundown of all the major indigenous rebellions, hidden wars, extinct tribes, and genocides connected to Yahuwah's people. Maya, Aztec, Hebrew-linked groups, Egyptians, and others, with timelines, key figures, and details. This will be long, but detailed. Let's go step by step. Complete history of rebellions, wars, and extinct tribes of Yahuwah's people. 1. The Maya people. Rebellions and hidden wars. A. Classic period collapse, or 800 to 900 CE. Not a rebellion, but a major societal collapse where many Maya city-states were abandoned. Causes likely include environmental stress, warfare, drought, and internal conflicts. Many smaller groups were absorbed or disappeared during this time. B. Spanish conquest and resistance, 1520-1697. The Maya fiercely resisted Spanish colonization for over 170 years after initial conquest of Aztec. Key rebellions. Celtal and Tzotzil uprisings, continuous low-level warfare. The Itza Maya resistance, 10, lasted until 1697, one of the last holdouts. C. The Caste War of Yucatan, 1847 to 1901, largest Maya rebellion against the Mexican government. Cause land dispossession, racism, and forced labor. Maya established a short-lived independent state called the Chan Santa Cruz. Brutal warfare caused massive casualties and displacement. D. Extinct or assimilated Maya groups. Several small Maya groups lost during colonial wars and disease. Some tribes forced into slavery or merged with mestizo populations. Number 2. The Aztec and Nahua peoples. Wars and genocide. A. Aztec Empire collapse, 1519 to 1521. Spanish led by Hernan Cortés allied with rival tribes to defeat Aztec Empire. Massive genocide and destruction of Tenochtitlan. Aztec warriors and survivors continued small rebellions for decades. B. Mixed on War, 1540-1542. Nahua and Caxcan tribes resisted Spanish rule. Guerrilla warfare and rugged terrain. Suppressed but showed fierce indigenous resistance. C. Chichimeca Wars, 1550 to 1590. Nomadic groups resisted Spanish silver mining expansion. Prolonged war with heavy casualties. D. Extinct Nahua or Aztec-linked tribes. Some smaller groups lost due to war, disease, and assimilation. Example, the Tlaxcaltecs allied with Spaniards. Others were wiped out. Hebrew-linked groups and spiritual resistance. A. Who named us Hebrews? The term Hebrew likely originates from the biblical figure Eber, ancestor of Abraham. Historically, it was used to describe a group of Semitic people who lived in Canaan. Some Afro-Indigenous belief systems connect Maya and Aztec people spiritually or ancestrally to the Hebrews, interpreting their history as part of a larger diaspora. B. Rebellions. Connected to Hebrew lineage. Much of this is spiritual or cultural resistance rather than recorded military conflicts. Preservation of sacred knowledge and traditions despite colonization. Secret ceremonies and underground worship preserved Hebrew-linked identity. 4. Egyptian connections, Kemet and African roots. A. Ancient Egyptian rebellions. Multiple recorded revolts against foreign rulers, e.g. Hyksos. Resistance to Greek and Roman rule. Not exactly connected directly to American indigenous peoples, but culturally linked through Afrocentric and spiritual narratives. B. Diaspora and influence. Afro-Maya and Afro-Indigenous groups link their heritage to Egyptian ancestry. This symbolism is used to inspire cultural pride and resistance. Number 5. Other important indigenous rebellions in the Americas. A. Pueblo Revolt, 1680. Pueblo peoples in modern-day New Mexico expelled Spanish for 12 years, led by Pope, a religious leader, one of the most successful indigenous uprisings. B. Natchez Rebellion, 1729 to 1731. Natchez tribe resisted French colonizers in Mississippi. Brutally suppressed, many Natchez people killed or displaced. #C Seminole Wars, 1817 to 1858. Seminole people in Florida resisted U.S. removal policies, led by leaders like Osceola. Seminole maintained independence longer than most tribes. 6. Genocides and ethnic cleansing. Trail of Tears, 1830s. Forced relocation of Cherokee, Choctaw, and others leading to thousands of deaths. California Indian Genocide, 1840s to 1870s. Mass killings during American westward expansion. Yucatan Genocide. During and after the Caste War, massive casualties among Maya from warfare and starvation. Many smaller-scale genocides across Americas due to disease, warfare, and forced assimilation. Extinct or lost tribes of Yahuah's people. Many smaller tribes vanished due to forced assimilation, slavery, disease, smallpox, measles, war, and displacement. Examples include some smaller Maya subgroups, certain Nahua clans, and other pre-Columbian groups wiped out by colonization. Timeline summary, highlighting key rebellions and events. Period, event, rebellion, location, peoples involved, notes, and wiped out by colonization. Classic Maya hundreds, 800 to 900 CE. Classic Maya collapse. Yucatan, Guatemala. Maya, environmental stress, warfare. 1590 to 1521, Aztec Empire conquest. Mexico City, Aztec, Spanish conquest and genocide. 1540 to 1542, Mixtong War, Western Mexico. Nahua, Caxcan, indigenous uprising. 1550 to 1590, Chichimeca Wars, Northern Mexico. Chichimeca tribes, Long Guerrilla War, 1680, Pueblo Revolt, New Mexico, Pueblo, successful indigenous revolt. 1729 to 1731, Natchez Rebellion, Mississippi. Natchez, suppressed by French, 1807 to 1858. Seminole Wars, Florida. Seminole, resistance to U.S. removal. 1830s Trail of Tears, southeastern U.S., Cherokee others, forced removal and ethnic cleansing. 1847 to 1901. Caste War of Yucatan, Yucatan Peninsula, Maya, longest indigenous rebellion. Summary. The history of Yahuah's people, Maya, Aztec, Hebrew-linked groups, is one of resilience, spiritual resistance, and fierce battles to defend land and identity. Rebellions range from large wars like the Caste War to small-scale uprisings, spiritual resistance, and cultural preservation. Many tribes suffered genocide, ethnic cleansing, and forced assimilation, leading to loss of languages and cultures. The term Hebrews originates from ancient Semitic roots, but spiritually connects with Afro-Indigenous groups through shared themes of diaspora and struggle. The letter X, from your earlier question, can symbolize the crossroads or unknown, which can metaphorically relate to the crossroads faced by these peoples in history. If you want, I can compile this entire history with detailed timelines, key figures, and maps into a clean, professional PDF for you. Would you like that? Or do you want me to focus on a particular rebellion, tribe, or spiritual aspect next?